All right, let's dive in. We are about to pull apart a universe that's built on conspiracy, prophecy, and one single priceless resource. So get ready, because we're going to explore the incredibly complex politics, the brutal ecology, and the shadowy powers that run everything in Frank Herbert's Dune. You know, if you really want to get a handle on Dune, it all starts with this one quote. This line from the monstrous Baron Harkonnen, it's not just him bragging, it's basically the rulebook for the entire universe. Every move is a misdirection, every gift is a dagger, and absolutely everyone is a piece in a game that's been playing out for centuries. So, where does our story kick off? It starts with what looks like a massive honor. The noble house Atreides gets an order directly from the Emperor. Leave your beautiful, watery homeworld and go take charge of the most valuable planet in the entire universe, the desert planet Arrakis. And the backstory here is absolutely critical. See, the Atreides are taking over Arrakis from their sworn enemies, the vicious House Harkonnen. But this isn't a promotion, not by a long shot. These two families have been locked in a blood feud for generations. Duke Leto knows exactly what this is. It's a trap. The Emperor is using the Harkonnens as a weapon to wipe his house off the map for good. So you have to ask, what could possibly be on this barren wasteland of a planet that would make the Emperor set up such a complicated, high-stakes trap? Well, the answer is a secret that makes this dusty rock the literal center of the known universe. And that secret is melange, but everyone just calls it the spice. Now, this isn't just some valuable mineral. It is the absolute foundation of the entire imperial economy, of society, of everything. You can't make it, you can't fake it, it only exists on Arrakis. Whoever controls the spice controls the universe, period. And just how valuable are we talking? Well, just look at that number. At one point, a single decagram of spice, that's about the weight of a couple of coins, could go for 620,000 Solaris. The amount of wealth we're talking about is just staggering, enough to raise armies and bring down empires. But the real question is, what does this stuff actually do? The simple answer is everything that matters. For the super wealthy, it can basically double your lifespan. For others, it expands your mind, unlocking psychic abilities, even letting you peek into the future. But here's the most important part. It's the only thing that lets the Spacing Guild navigate through space. Without spice, the entire Imperium grinds to a halt. It collapses. But here's the catch. Getting your hands on this priceless substance is anything but easy. Arrakis itself is the most dangerous guardian of its own treasure. This planet does not give up its riches without a fight, and it always demands a price, in water and in blood. First, you've got these massive, waterless deserts with storms so powerful they can shred steel like paper. But the true rulers of this world, the gigantic sandworms. We're talking creatures that can be over 400 meters long. They're drawn to any steady beat on the sand, which makes harvesting spice a terrifying, deadly game. The native people call them Shai Hulud, and they don't just fear them, they worship them as gods. Now, you'd think a place like this would be completely uninhabitable, right? Well, you'd be wrong. There is a culture that has not only figured out how to survive here, but has actually thrived, becoming one with the deadly realities of Arrakis. These are the Fremen. They're descended from religious pilgrims who came here centuries ago to escape persecution. And make no mistake, they are the true masters of the desert. To them, all the outsiders who show up to mine the spice are just invaders, and they have protected their home and their freedom with a fierceness you can't even imagine. For the Fremen, everything, and I mean everything, revolves around the conservation of water. They wear these incredible suits called still suits that capture and recycle almost every drop of moisture their bodies produce. Their entire diet is so full of spice that their eyes are stained a deep otherworldly blue. And every single one of them, even the children, is one of the most dangerous fighters in the known universe. And at the heart of their culture is the Krisk knife. This is their sacred weapon, and it's carved from the tooth of a giant sandworm. An unfixed blade is considered a part of its owner. If it's kept away from the electrical field of a human body for too long, it literally turns to dust. It's said that once a Krisk knife is drawn, it cannot be sheathed until it has drawn blood. Okay, so we've got these feuding families, a deadly planet, and a culture of desert warriors. But that's just what you see on the surface. Behind the throne, pulling the strings, are other powers. Ancient, secret societies that have been manipulating the entire Imperium for thousands of years to serve their own agendas. First up, you have the Bene Gesserit Sisterhood.
Publicly, they're known as a school that trains women to have perfect control over their bodies and minds. But their real purpose, their secret purpose, is that they've spent 90 generations manipulating royal bloodlines, playing matchmaker to the powerful, all to guide humanity's evolution toward one very specific outcome.
And what's their ultimate goal? The creation of a being they call the Kwisatz Haderach, a male Bene Gesserit with the power to do something they can't. See into the genetic memories of all his ancestors, both male and female, and use that knowledge to see all possible futures with perfect clarity. A being who could literally control the destiny of mankind. The other major power player is the Spacing Guild. You could think of them as the glue holding the entire empire together. They have an absolute unbreakable monopoly on all space travel. No ship travels between planets without their okay, and more importantly, without one of their special navigators on board. And this is their biggest secret, and their greatest weakness. The Guild navigators, well, they consume so much spice that they've mutated into something that's barely human anymore. They live inside giant tanks filled with spice gas, using its future-seeing properties to find a safe route through the complexities of folded space. Without a constant supply of spice from Arrakis, the Guild is blind. And if the Guild is blind, all travel, all trade, all communication between worlds stops instantly. So you have all these different threads: the Emperor's Trap, the Treasure of the Spice, the Warrior Fremen, the Bene Gesserit's breeding scheme, and all of them are about to converge and wrap around one person, the young heir of House Atreides, Paul. Just as his father predicted, the trap on Arrakis is sprung. Paul's life is completely destroyed. His house is annihilated, his father is killed, and he and his mother are forced to run for their lives into the deep desert. But out there, something incredible happens. He's taken in by the Fremen. He survives their trials, and the constant exposure to the spice in the air awakens something inside him. He becomes something more than the Bene Gesserit ever planned for, a being who can truly see the future, and the Messiah the Fremen have been waiting for their entire lives, Muad'Dib. And with this incredible new vision, Paul finally understands the ultimate secret of Arrakis. He realizes that true power isn't about controlling who gets the spice. No, the real power, the absolute power, comes from having the ability to destroy the spice forever. He has the power to wipe out the sandworms, end the spice life cycle, and hold the entire universe hostage. And that really leaves us with the central question of the entire Dune saga. When you have all these massive forces, imperial politics, corporate greed, ancient religious plans, and a planet's brutal ecology, all crashing together in one place, who actually gets to decide the future of humanity? The answer, as it turns out, is far stranger and more terrifying than any of their plans could have ever predicted.